How's everybody today? I was really pleased with the effort that our players gave in this last game. They really played hard. They showed a lot of resiliency to, keep coming back, give themselves an opportunity to even, with 2:50 to go in the game, have a chance to have possession of the ball to win the game. But just too many self-inflicted wounds, to overcome, regardless of what the effort, what the resiliency was. And, it would be easy to sit here and say that, the turnovers were the issue. But we need to have better fundamental execution of what we're doing. Too many negative plays, on offense, too many big plays on defense, too many miscues on special teams in terms of who's blocking who. So, I think our players had tremendous energy in this game, but we have to learn to channel our energy and focus into the right places so that we get better execution on a more consistent basis. And that starts with me. It starts with us as coaches in terms of doing a better job through the course of the week and preparing guys to be able to go out there and execute better. So that's really where it starts. So the focus is to improve our team. We're looking forward. There's many lessons to be learned in the last game, and hopefully our players will learn those lessons, and we will do a good job of improving our team in the future so that we can get more consistent execution. Now, we got to address the ball security issues. We got to address getting turnovers, and we've got to eliminate the big plays and the negative plays on both sides of the ball. So, with that said, we had several really outstanding performances. Derrick Henry, Richard Mullaney on offense, Jaron Reed and Ashawn Robinson on defense, and Adam Griffin and Tony Brown. Adam, great onside kick, did a great job of ball placement on some of the kickoff things. So we'll kind of go from there. 2 injury updates. Robert Foster is going to be out. I didn't think this was going to be this big of a problem, but he has a shoulder injury that will require surgery, so he will be out. And Cole Mazza is out for medical reasons, and when he can return, he'll be back on the team. UL Monroe, Todd Berry Toddy has done a really good job there. He's been there for a while. These guys do a myriad of things on offense that are very hard to defend. A lot of formations, a lot of motions, a lot of adjustments, fastball. Quarterback is very efficient, very accurate. They've got 9 starters back on defense, so they play physical, tough defense. So I think the focus for us is to get our team better, and it wouldn't matter, really who we were playing this week. That still would be the focus of what we need to do.
I know you've touched on this before, but after 3 games, do you feel like the offense has found an identity yet?
No, I think we need to continue to develop that. I thought we had some identity in the first game, and we're moving in the right direction. And in the last 2 games, we've been a little bit scattered. So, we need to have some certainty in what we're going to do. I think Jake played, when he came in the game, he played with some passion, showed great leadership and energy when he played. We still have things that we need to work on and improve, and at this point, providing he does the things he's supposed to do, I think we'll start him in this game. But I still think that what I'm talking about applies to all positions, including the quarterback.
Michael and then Cecil. I guess that was kind of the question about moving forward with the quarterbacks. When you looked at everything on the film, what you saw and positives, negatives, and moving forward, what that means for that quarterback position.
Well, I just answered that question, but So I don't know what else I have to say about it. They need to improve on things. We got to throw the ball the right place at the right time, and we can't throw it to the other guys. And that's probably the number one issue. And executing and doing the things properly relative to how we're coached to do it. Understanding it, we got to do a better job of teaching it, and we all need to do a better job of executing it.
Yeah, I've got two, Coach. First, just to follow up on Robert, who among the receivers will get some extra time, some extra targets with him out?
Well, Calvin Ridley played a lot in the game, kind of took his place, and he has done a really nice job. We're going to give lots of opportunities to lots of guys, but it's going to be some young players that are going to get the opportunities. Richard Mullaney is certainly playing very well. We got to get our Darius Stewart playing with more consistency. He's got capabilities of making big plays, and he has made some plays, but we certainly need to, and we're going to need some of our young players to show some progress so that they can play. And I think, Cam Sims is probably more and more ready to come back, and I think we're probably ready to give him some more turns as well.
And then on their tip ball touchdown, as a head coach, not here, but as a head coach, you've been on both sides of that thing now, LSU Kentucky game. And how does that affect that one's at the end of the game, but how does that affect a defense? How does that affect the morale of a team on a play like that?
Well, obviously, they snap the ball over the quarterback's head, or he misses a snap, however you want to categorize it, and he's getting hit and just throws it up, and it turns into a 75-yard or whatever it was touchdown. I think that those are the kind of things that sometimes happen in games, but it still goes back to fundamental execution. The defensive backs are never going to recover that ball, so they should have covered their guys. Somebody didn't cover their guy, so somebody else had to come off of their guy to knock the ball away from that guy, which left his guy open to catch the tip and run for a touchdown. So fundamental execution still minimizes the opportunities for those things to happen. What you got to have your players geared up to do is play the next play and not get affected by things like that when they happen, and show resiliency to focus on what they have to do the next play. So that's the way it's got to be. That was the first play of the first series of the second half, and we wanted to get a stop, and it didn't turn out that way, but we got to overcome it.
You were down 19 points, 10 minutes left, fans are leaving the stadium, and at the end of the game you had the ball with a chance to win. Just wondering, did you learn anything about your team and their competitiveness that maybe you didn't know before that?
No, we've never been in that situation before, so you never know how a team's going to respond, but I liked the resiliency that we showed, and we had the ball with 2:54 where we could have had a chance to put a drive together, and we threw a pick. So I was pleased with the way the players responded in the game. And, I was really happy with the fans. I thought the fans, really helped keep the players in the game by their energy and enthusiasm. And, I was really kind of happy about it, to be honest with you.
Two questions. First of all, Nick, with the pass defense, it seemed like with the exception of the pop pass and the tip play, that the pass defense and secondary was good for the most part. Did you see that when you went back and looked?
Well, there's things that we could do better, but, the stats always look bad because I think there's about 150 yards on those two plays. All right, so, and, hey, but we busted in the secondary on that play. I mean, we miscommunicated what we were playing. And so that play should have been covered, and it was not because of a mental error. But I'm not down on our players in the secondary. We had a few missed tackles. We had some things that we could have done better. We could have covered a few things better. But they did not really have sustained drives in the game. They got the ball in great field position, and they scored. and they made big plays and scored. They drove a couple times and kicked field goals, all right, but so all in all, they're other than those few plays, which have to be eliminated. They have to be eliminated with fundamental execution and communication. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't all that bad, but we need to improve.
And second question, just in terms of the offensive line, what did you see from them when you went back and looked at the film?
I can't.
I said when you had a chance to go back and look at the film, what did you see from the offensive line?
I think the offensive line, played okay in the game. I think it's important for our offensive line to dominate. I think we struggled to reach block number 5 and get him blocked sometime with his quickness a few times. I think we were a little better when we ran direct runs. When we ran the ball sideways, we had a more difficult time, blocking their quickness. But I thought the offensive line was okay, but I think it's important for our offensive line to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Coach, given how the season played out last year after the Ole Miss loss, still won the SEC, went to the playoff, do you think that helps or can help this team keep Saturday's loss in perspective?
Depends on how they respond to the loss. I mean, it just depends on how they respond to the loss. That's all I can tell you. I mean, we're going to try to do the right things, and I've liked the character and chemistry of this team. And I thought that the game we lost last year, we lost completely different than the way we lost this game. We had energy. We had almost fanatic energy, all right, but we didn't channel it in the right direction. And we kept coming back in the game, but we also shot ourselves in the foot so many times that made it difficult to overcome. Last year, we got ahead in the game and kind of got sort of relief syndrome or something where they got the momentum of the game and we could never get it back. That never really happened. We just came up short this time.
Coach, with the way Coker came in the second half and played, how do you see him moving forward? You said he played with more passion, played with that energy. Do you see that carrying over into the next game?
Well, I can't predict any of that stuff. I don't have a crystal ball up here. I can try to look in this Coke bottle and see, but I don't really know. But it still goes back to execution. We can't throw interceptions. We can't throw the ball the wrong place. So, we got to execute and do what we need to do to have the whole offense function. And that's something that we need to keep working on. It's our responsibility as coaches to help these guys do better, and that's what we're focused on trying to do.
Two more, Alex. I got two questions, Nick. You said with the plan to start Bateman was kind of a surprise, potentially. Has not having a definitive starting quarterback been difficult when game planning week to week?
Well, we kind of knew we were going to do that, so if you know you're going to do something, it's not difficult.
Okay.
All right, just because you didn't know didn't mean we didn't know.
Okay. And do you think any of the interceptions that the quarterbacks have thrown so far have been effort plays where they're just trying to maybe impress you, the other coaches, to maybe earn that spot?
I have no idea. If it is, they're totally off base, totally wrong. Nobody's forcing them to make plays. Everybody's telling them to take what the defense gives. Throw the check down if it's not open. The most important thing is the ball, the ball, the ball. If every offensive possession ends in a kick, a punt, a field goal, or an extra point, I'm good with that. So you tell me what part of that is going to make you force a ball.
I didn't hear kind of the timetable on Robert Foster's. Is it a 1 week thing, or do you have any idea yet?
Well, he's having surgery, so
is that season?
unless he has a miraculous recovery, he's going to be out for a while, a good while. I'm not the doctor. I can't tell you that. He's out for a while.